the Lazy Handle Show. I'm your host, Katrina. For today's episode, I'm going to be just talking about some things that happened at the Shorty Jenkins Classic while I was there this weekend, and then I'm going to be showing you my interview that I did with Jennifer Jones. Today's shout out goes to the Swift Current Curling Club in Saskatchewan. So I live in Ottawa, and the Shorty Jenkins Classic was in Cornwall, and Cornwall is only about just over an hour from Ottawa, so we decided we're just going to go to the Shorty Jenkins Classic in Cornwall just to see the curling. I mean, we took a long break from curling, and we haven't seen curling in a while, so it was really nice to see that. Now, at the Shorty Jenkins Classic, something I noticed was the field was super strong. The men's field was the strongest I've ever seen, something you would probably see at a slam. The only top team that wasn't there was Adine. The women's field, not as strong because a few teams like Carey and Scheidegger were out west doing some event, but still some strong teams. So one observation is that a lot of the teams have gotten new jackets. So I think it was the semifinals. I was like, isn't Jones supposed to be playing? Where is she? Because she was playing against Gim, a Korean team. And then I'm like, oh, there she is. She has, they have new jackets, new colors, new everything. Because, we used to see that WFG on their jacket, but now it's Princess Auto, so it kind of looks like Reed Carruthers, kind of. So that was interesting. And a lot of teams I noticed have dark jackets. So I feel like some teams should brighten up the mood, like the Netherlands team had bright orange or what. And I guess it matters because of what their main sponsor is, but it'd be nice to see some brighter colors. They're all black and white and Then what I noticed was in the quarterfinals, the Epping versus Gushue and Jacobs versus Cooey. Those are two brighter finals you could see this year. It was incredible. I was super happy to see it. I watched the Jacobs Cooey game and it was good. Cooey just ran out of gas and Jacobs ended up winning, and I like Jacobs a lot, so I was happy to see them win. It was very good. I was very happy to see them. And then moving on to the semifinals, you had Homan playing. Because Ottawa's near, a lot of Homan fans came to go watch her, so the place was pretty packed. Calvert, a very young team, made it to the semifinals, which is amazing. Jacobs beat them, but they had a good run for sure at this tournament. I was happy to see them do well. They're a good team, and I think they could definitely be good in the future. Some of the games were close. The only really close game was Homan versus Fleury. That was a really good game to watch. It was back and forth. It was steal, take two, take one. It was just back and forth the whole time. The last one was incredibly good. So what happened was Homan was up one without hammer, and Fleury was down one with the hammer. And Fleury had a few just kind of surrounding the 12-foot, kind of 8-foot. And Fleury came deep on her first to set up that deuce. And then, she came deep, so that wasn't very good. But then Homan came around, and she made a pretty good draw. And there was a raise for Fleury that I didn't think she was going to make it because it looked tough. And she did. Now, there was actually a little bit of debate on who was second shot, so they actually had to measure that, but it still ended up being Fleury, and she did it. That was fantastic. I was super happy to see her, and I was also happy because Jones won, and an officer is actually sparing for Liz Fife on Fleury, and she's curling with her knees, and I think that's really sweet and awesome. I think it's great, and the officer got to play Jones. That was just a great game to watch. Jones started off really good. They took four in the first, blanked the first two ends, but then Jones took four in the third end, so that had a great start for them. And then all of a sudden Fleury started just stealing and then taking two, and it was pretty close in the last end. Fleury was down one without the hammer, and it was close. Jones just had an open hit to win. She made it, but anything can happen in that event, so it was cool to watch. And then on the other sheet there was Epping and Jacobs. So Fry was also playing against his old team, which was cool. Again, it was close at the beginning, and then towards the third end or fourth end, Epping took 3, and then the same thing happened with Fleury and Jones. Same thing happened to Epping. Jacobs started coming back. They came back, and it was close again at the end. Epping had a hit and roll to win, and of course he made it, which was pretty cool. So your winners were Epping and Jones, and Epping actually won back-to-back. He won last year, and it was actually kind of a rematch, because I remember last year I went and it was Epping and Jacobs in the final, so now he gets a rematch and Epping still won. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I had a great weekend. It was absolutely fantastic. And here's my interview with Jennifer Jones. Welcome back to the Lazy Handle Show. I'm your host, Katrina. I'm here with Jennifer Jones at the Shorty Jenkins Classic in Cornwall, Ontario. So how are you doing today?
We're doing pretty good. Just it's always nice to come off a win, for sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So my first question is, how does it feel to get such a big win so early in the season against a tough field?
Yeah, the field was outstanding, and we hadn't been on the ice yet. It was our first event, so we went out and made some good shots. It feels great to come off and play well and come up with a victory.
Was it weird playing against Jill on the other side?
You know, to be honest, it wasn't. We played against each other in mixed doubles before, so we've done that before, and she's a great friend, so it was just fun. We went out and we played well, and they played well, so it was a fun game.
And what's your favorite part about curling?
Just my amazing teammates, the adrenaline rush for throwing big shots, and just the smell of the ice, the feeling, the game, the fans, all the experiences that we've got to have. It's pretty incredible. We feel very privileged.
And you've accomplished so much in curling. How do you keep yourself motivated?
I honestly just love the game. I love the feeling of just being out there and playing with my amazing teammates, and so it's never been a challenge for me to be motivated at all. It's just always just a challenge to see if we can get any better.
And now we're going to do rapid fire, so a series of questions, and
okay. Pressure.
You have to pick one out of the 2 options.
Okay.
Red rocks or yellow rocks?
Red rocks.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Draw for the win or hit for the win?
Both. Draw for the win.
Up one without hammer or down one with the hammer?
Up one with. Or up one without, sorry, yes.
10 ends or 8 ends?
10 ends.
And 5 rock rule or 6 rock rule?
The more rock rule, the better. 6 rocks. No, actually, I think 5 rock is better. You have to do odd number of rock rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamburger or pizza?
Pizza.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed my interview with Jennifer Jones. I had lots of fun doing that, and I'd just like to thank her for her time again. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye!